This is an odd sentence CAT 2019 question. And if you look at the question, we have five sentences. One does not fit into the sequence. So again, it's a kind of a parajumble. See, most of the odd sentence questions are like parajumbles. The only difference is that in parajumbles, you get marks for the right sequence. Here, you don't get marks for the right sequence. But by finding the right sequence, we can pick the odd one out. So slightly easier than the parajumble. So let's try to open the paragraph. So one says, one argument is that this kind of start is a random start. You cannot have one argument straight away coming from nowhere. Others believe. So for the others to believe, there must be some belief before. So there are people who believe in the omniscience of God. Others, so that is how you have to say. Others will come before, after only some people have been mentioned. So both 1 and 2 cannot be the opening sentence. And 3 says some organizations have complex and multi-dimensional identities that span or combine categories, while other organizations possess narrow identities. So some organizations have complex identities and other organizations have narrow identities. So this can be the opening sentence. But you look at 4, identity is one of the most important. So before you talk about complex multi-dimensional identity or narrow identity, it is logical for you to define what you mean by identity. So if I compare 3 and 4, I feel that before I move to complex identity and narrow identity, I should talk about identity. So identity is one of the most important features of organizations, but there exist opposing views among sociologists about how identity affects organizational performance. So fourth will definitely come before 3, and 5th says those who think that complex identities are beneficial. So here you directly come to complex identities description. That means basically identity is one of the most important features. Some have this kind of identity, the others have other kind of identity. So 4 and 3 will form a pair. And then out of the narrow identity and out of the complex identity, you are discussing complex. So you will come to 5. Those who think that, so those who think others believe. So can I say this others will basically take sequence from those who think. So first you will have those who think that complex identities are beneficial, point to the strategic advantages of ambiguity and organizations' potential to differentiate themselves from competitors. Others believe that complex identities confuse audiences. Right? So we have 5 and then we have 2 as a pair. 4, 3, 5, 2 is the sequence. It's a very easy question. One is the odd one out. No doubt that in CAT 2019, people who missed the VA part have actually spoiled the exam. On the other hand, people who got the VA part correctly, they must have got at least 6 to 7 questions from VA alone. So 50% of the marks you could have got from VA part. One is the right answer in this question.